Okay, so tell me about Willy Wonka. Why were you doing Willy Wonka?
I'm not sure. Antonia, the teacher, we put on a production of Alice in Wonderland, but that was a darker version of Alice in Wonderland last year before the summer. So I think we decided, because the school wanted us to do some sort of performance that people could come and see, so we decided to do a very funny version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that people would enjoy.
Cool. So what part did you play and how did you get it?
I played the role of Violet Beauregard, who is the gum chewer, and I got it. We had an audition process as one of the after school rehearsal sessions, and yeah, I auditioned and got the role.
Is that the role you wanted?
Yeah, she was the role that I wanted.
Why?
Um, I really liked the character, and I just thought of ways that I could play her, and I really wanted to do the American accent.
So what did playing her involve? You had to get costume and everything and makeup?
Well, the costume aspect wasn't entirely hard. I mean, it meant having to go out and buy a lot of cheap clothes because I had to have flared trousers because it was very 70s themed. Um, it was a very blue outfit. I decided to go with blue clothing and then pink accessories as in the bubblegum theme. And my mum decided to make or help make flared trousers for me out of some charity shop jeans, which I very much like.
So she put inserts and
Yeah, yeah, she
fantastic.
put inserts in.
So what about the rehearsal process? How long did that take?
Um, we did the play on the 12th of May, and rehearsals I think started in around November, so it was a very long rehearsal process with a lot of ups and downs. And there were times when it was very hard, and there were times when we thought that we could push through. And by the time it got to about like maybe 2 months before the production, everybody really needed to knuckle down, and it was very hard thinking whether or not we were actually going to be able to do it towards the end because people just weren't putting in enough input. But overall, the rehearsal process was actually really fun because loads of friends were made out of it.
So tell me about the friendships then.
Well, lots of the friendships have been going on since Alice in Wonderland, so it was really nice to come back after the summer and still have all those bonds, but then there were still people that had only just joined. So all of us being a group originally, I think really helped because then we could just introduce new people in and not have that really awkward stage because that's what we had during Alice in Wonderland. And lots of the people there are definitely people that I would never have guessed in a million years that I'd be friends with, but you just get so much out of drama that you make all those bonds with people.
And tell me about the performance. What was that like?
During the day rehearsals, we got through the performance in, I think, just over an hour. And when we actually finally did the performance, I think it only took like 45, 50 minutes, which really shocked us because Antonia, after the show, thought that people were rushing their lines, but it wasn't. It was just everyone was really enjoying themselves, and it was such a great experience because it was very interactive and it was very funny, and it was just amazing to see all those amazing ideas just come in and be made into such a great performance.
And were you nervous about going on stage in front of lots of people?
It wasn't necessarily the nerves of going up on stage in front of loads of people, but because I've done lots of shows before, but it was definitely the fact that we had to interact with the audience a lot more during the show because at the start the children and their parents had to sit in with the audience and interact with them like they were just sat there waiting. So yeah, that was very nerve-wracking, but as soon as you got on stage you were your character, so it wasn't so nerve-wracking after all.
And tell me some of the highlights of the play.
Um My favourite part was definitely when Mr. TV, who's my friend James in year 11, we decided to make his character gay. So he had a massive thing for Mr. Willy Wonka. So when his son ended up getting shrunk in the television, he runs down the stage because we had a bit of a catwalk. So he runs down the stage towards Mike, and then yells he's gone and runs back up and jumps into Willy Wonka's arms, which was one of my favourite parts of rehearsals, and then seeing it all come to life. So that was definitely my favourite part. And then I think I can't really point out anything else. It's just it was also mesmerising.
And what was it like when it was over?
It was really sad because we had just put in so much effort into it, and it's always really sad when you finish a show because you've put in so much and it's over. But it's that relief off of your shoulders, but it's a really interesting feeling because you're happy that it's all over, but it's really upsetting at the same time because you're gonna potentially have to leave all those people and you're gonna have to move on and you're never gonna be able to be in that same environment as it was. But yeah, there's a whole range of emotions.
And what was the best bit about your role?
Sadly I couldn't get to chew gum, but definitely having one of my best friends as my mum, and the American accent and the costume, makeup and hair was my favourite part, and loads of people were saying that my makeup was the best makeup that was.
So who did that?
I can't remember their names, but they were professionals that also did our makeup for Alice in Wonderland, and it was very good that time round. So Antonia brought them in again to do the same, and it still worked out very well.
And what about all the props and the scenery on the stage? That was quite elaborate.
So all the props were, I guess you could say, donated by students and parents and stuff. They were all cardboard boxes, which during rehearsals, when we weren't doing anything, we had all spray painted to look like chocolate bars. We had spray painted them to look like chocolate bars with Willy Wonka imprinted all over them. So we had that, and then because it was inside of a factory, we had wooden pallets that people had to sit on when they were working. So I really enjoyed the set.
And the music and lighting was really good as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Molly, who isn't so interested on the acting side, but she's really into the design of set and music and lighting, who also did the lighting and set and everything for Alice in Wonderland and Romeo and Juliet, which I performed earlier this year. She and Antonia worked really hard on the music because we decided to do 70s music in between each of the scenes during the blackouts, which sort of correlated with the scene that was about to happen. So for one of the scenes with the Bucket family, who's the poorest family, we had Money, Money, Money by ABBA, imprinting the fact that they were a poor family, and it was from the 70s, so it all linked in. Brilliant.
And what would you say to someone who was maybe just starting at school and was interested in acting? What would you say about taking part in drama?
I definitely think that it would be an amazing opportunity, and certainly with the group that I was with, so it's an after-school Tuesday after-school drama club that goes on until 5 o'clock. It was definitely, because last year it had only just started and nobody was quite sure as to what was going on, but everybody was really dedicated. So if that's your first time really wanting to do something either professional or just wanting to do some acting and do a show, it was definitely a great start for someone, because there was loads of year 7s who I think really got the most out of it, who could potentially want to go on and to do college or GCSE.
And what do you think they do get out of it? What do you get out of it?
Definitely more confidence, and I'd say more social skills, because you're in a group with 20 other people that you have barely known, and after about 5 months you know so many different things about those people that maybe even their closest friends don't even know, which is very cool.
Good. Okay, stop there.
Yeah.